our beautiful island.
Ministry of Tourism, Heritage and Creative Industries decided to embark on an initiative last year to highlight communities that have played a pivotal role in tourism development. This idea came against the backdrop of the announcement of the theme for World Tourism Day from the World Tourism Organization, WTO. The theme for last year was tourism and community development. As a result of that, I engaged my department heads in a discussion as to how we can utilize this theme to highlight the contributions that communities around St. Lucia have played in the overall tourist experience. When visitors come to our island, we would like them to have an authentic cultural experience that they can take back with them to their respective homes. So following this discussion, we engaged the visitor channel in a means of developing the idea, and Mr. Alexander indicated that we would do a 1-hour feature on communities around the island that have contributed by means of their culture and heritage, their gastronomy, their sustainable livelihoods, meaning fishing and farming, and any other way in which they contribute to what it is that our visitors actually experience upon coming to our shores, be it stayover visitors or cruise passengers.
Community tourism, to me, it means for visitors to come in the community, to have some kind of an experience as to the livelihood of persons in the community.
The tourism industry is our biggest industry now because it has taken over agriculture. And the tourists, they appreciate art. They come from a culture where they understand art.
Lately, when you come to a country, you want to know the country's culture. You want to eat with the local food, what the community produce, and work to see what work they do in the community.
That's conservation of our biocultural heritage. So it's not just the natural environment, but the cultural environment has to be preserved. Because the tourists come for the cultural environment as well. The history, they come to see how people make nas, fish pots. They come to see how people make baskets and mats and coal pots. And these are the things we should keep showing. Very important. How you make coconut oil, for example.
That's what the culture is like, that they take part in doing. They take the pleasure in socializing and helping the visitors to embrace our community projects.
Being a community-based property, the visitors can get to mingle with the people from the communities. They get to see how the foods are grown. They get to eat the foods that are grown in St. Lucia. They actually meet the people who cook the foods. They can even see how the foods are cooked, because in most of these properties, the owner themselves are the people preparing the foods. Yeah, in the small properties, it's a hands-on situation. Okay, the owners are hands-on, so they can meet the owners. The old owners welcome them. The owners prepare the foods. The owners probably take them into the garden to see how the foods are grown. They meet the people who work there, you know, so it's really hands-on. And as I say, they mingle with not only the people who work in these properties, but they meet the people of the community. They learn or experience the patois. And for example, in Choiseul, they can see some of the handicrafts that have been made and things like that.
Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
This project took the Visitor Channel approximately 2 months to produce. We did 11 communities from Groseilliers, Babonneau, Marigot, Canaries, Anse-Laret, Soufrière, Labrie, Choiseul, Vieux-Fort, Micoud, and Dennery. Over the period, we found ourselves faced with some of the most enthusiastic people about the products that they had developed, the site that they had created, and the most challenging part of their everyday activities was to get the information out to the visitors who come to St. Lucia.
We have opportunity to showcase that what has been created and to showcase the community itself. When there is a willingness and a motivation, we can increase that and turn it into reality. Both elements are portraying to the visitor what he or she can find in the community, and it's also showing from a point of view to the interested stakeholders that are other associations or other businesses, what is happening in the community.
The village branding program has always been a priority for the Visitor Channel. From our commencement, we have we decided that the most advantageous way to promote the country would be to break it up into the individual parts, not have some villages be on the way to a site. We wanted to make the village a destination. We wanted people to decide to go to specific areas. One of our major problems, of course, in the beginning was accessing the funding for these 10 or 12 individual properties and individual projects that we were looking to do. We've still not got all the villages we want on board, but we're hoping that the ones that we have got on board will showcase the ideas that we have. Alexander Bain Productions has even bigger plans for what we want to do. Of course, any production we do is constrained by the budget that we have for it. We're hoping that with these programs that we already have up, we can now attract additional funding so we can do these other villages and sites in St. Lucia that can use the promotion.
We pride ourselves to being a part of this great initiative. As I said, I think it's one of our social responsibilities as well to add to and to ensure that the culture is sustained, that persons, the generation to come, they are made aware as to what is available on island. So that rich blend lends itself to visitors having, a first-hand view as to what it was in those days. And working along with Visitor Channel, I think it was, a job well done by them, by the cameramen, by the hostesses. We were able to develop a really good relationship with the Visitor Channel, and we think that what you are doing is something that is really good and should be embraced.
Fondo, I'll say, quarter of Dennery, Mabuya Valley. And Fondo is a historical park where the Europeans they make sugar at Fondo a long time ago. So at Fondo they have all the remains of the mills on site. So they have the steam mill, the wind mill, the cattle mill, the boiling and curing house, and also the juice holder. Where wildlife is concerned, the kind of wildlife you'll find here, you wouldn't find no lion and tigers at Fondo. But the wildlife you'll find here, you'll find agouti, opossum, iguana, boa constrictor, but no parrots. The parrots is only in the rainforest.
We have all the beautiful scenic sites in St. Lucia. We have both. Both pitons are in the Soufrière. So when you come in, you can see both of them. It has been elevated to a World Heritage Site, so it is being preserved for others and generations to enjoy its beauty.
Lucelec sees itself as a part of every community. The nation runs on electricity. That's what we provide. So we're literally in every household, in every community. And the Community Tourism Series is an opportunity for the various communities around the islands to be highlighted, to show what is unique about each community, what makes them special. And it is doing this to a target audience that is both local, so we can get to know about each other, and to visitors, so that when visitors come to our shores, they can be sensitized to what else that the country has to offer, and so they can be encouraged to come out of where they are, to move around the country, get to know different parts of the island, and by so doing, the communities can now get into the mainstream of tourism, the mainstream of economic activity, because as the tourists visit, then the tourists can buy stuff in the community and so on. And it gives the communities an opportunity to engage the visitors, to engage other people, and the people in the community themselves now to begin to earn a living from these people who are coming through, whether it is to buy things in their shops, whether it is the tours that they offer, and so on. So for us, the community tourism series provides us an opportunity to support the communities that we are part of.
When the French left Martinique and came here, they established cotton plantations, coffee and cocoa. Cotton and coffee have pretty much gone out, but cocoa has remained. And St. Lucia and Soufriere produce some of the finest cocoa in the world.
The feature includes communities such as Anse-Laurey, Barbono Canneries, Soufriere, Vieux Fort, in addition to video shots of the different elements of these communities. We also have testimonies from key resource persons from each community. We have the likes of Mr. Adrian Auger, who speaks to the economic value of each of these communities. We would like to think that communities around the island are aware of the fact that while they are not in the forefront of the tourism industry, whatever it is that they do in their community that sustains their livelihood and provides some level of economic impact, it plays a huge role in the overall growth of the tourism industry. So we're hoping that with this feature, other communities not highlighted can use this as a stepping stone, as role models in order to initiate ideas such as these in their own communities and follow suit.
You actually see the cocoa pod that grows on the tree, and then you see that 200-year-old authentic traditional experience. You dance the cocoa where it's polished, and then you see a woman who actually, she rolls these cocoa sticks. From there you see a traditional estate, the trees, the fruits, the flowers. Explanations are given for the various plants, the medicinal values of them as well. That's another thing which we sometimes forget, that in the past, women who, for instance, whether they had monthly period pains, headaches, whatever you name it, these were all, you had these medicinal plants that were used, and all of it you can find right here at Fondue.
Choiseul has so many things to offer. If you look at, we have a rich history. Okay, we had sugar plantations. Okay, and if you look at, again, let's go to Balambush, you have your watermill there. You have in places like Fiat, Monsignor, you still have the remnants of the windmills are still there. These are things that tourists love. You have, if you look at the topography of Choiseul, you have some lovely waterfalls, lovely rivers. You have some lovely beaches also, where tourists would come and relax. If you look at a place called Ansivoin, a very nice beach at the foot of the Pitons. You have a lovely view of the Piton. And people argue it might be in Choiseul, might be not, but again, I'm from Choiseul, I say it's in Choiseul.
Traditionally, Visitor Channel was just for visitors, the tourists that came and stayed in the hotels. But Visitor Channel has made some inroads into the local market, the resident community of St. Lucia. So we thought it was a great way to promote not only for tourists to get out of the hotel and really see the island through your community tourism program, but for St. Lucians as well, because it's an opportunity for them to see alternative ways of having fun, not just going to a nightclub, but to actually have an active daytime natural experience in St. Lucia. And Lucozade is all about an active lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle. So we're very proud to sponsor the community tourism program and get people more active, get them out of the house, out of the hotels, wherever, and really see St. Lucia and experience the beauty that is St. Lucia, Helen of the West.
There's so much more here to see, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Here with Julie, John, and Maddie. Hi, Maddie.
Hello.
Tell me, how are you enjoying St. Lucia?
It's really nice. It's one of the best holidays that I've ever been on.
Oh, wow. What excursions did Mommy and Daddy take you on?
Where did we go? We went to Pigeon Island.
Yeah, we went to Pigeon Island and just a lot of boating and yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Can you tell me basically what foods have you all tasted and what do you think about St. Lucia?
Oh, we love it here. It's our first time here. It's been fantastic. We've tried all the restaurants here and just tried a little bit of everything on offer. The fish is fantastic, the meat and the fruit and the vegetables are delicious. But all the restaurants here just serve a great variety of food. It's brilliant. Love it.
What made you all choose St. Lucia as the destination?
We pondered a lot of time. The girls looked through all the brochures for months and months, and I don't know, it was a combination of everything really. But it's definitely the right choice from what I've heard. I've got a friend at home who's been to Barbados and Puerto Rico, and he said that he enjoyed here the best, and that's for me. And I just want to say the outstanding thing for me is the treatment that you get here from the staff is second to none. It's been brilliant. It's really good. And the food and the drink and everything's been perfect.
Yeah, it's been an amazing holiday. Perfect.
And how long are you all in St. Lucia for?
10 days. This is our last day. We're really sad.
We're going home.
Maddie, are you sad to be going home?
Yeah.
Saint-Lucie, c'est un joli pays, c'est ça m'entend tout le monde garder. Les habitants très gentils, et nous qu'à vivre en famille. Saint-Lucie, c'est un joli pays, c'est ça m'entend tout le monde garder. Les habitants très gentils, et nous qu'à vivre en famille. Pas ni babiller, pas ni aller casser. Puisque nous tout à vivre en unité. Nous n'y belles souffres jolis pitons, aussi belles filles et jeunes garçons. Saint-Lucie, c'est un joli pays, c'est ça m'entend tout le monde qu'a dit. Les habitants très gentils, et nous qu'à vivre en famille. Béché ek nègre qu'Indien vini ensemble, nous qu'a coopéré ek vive ek bon comprendre. C'est si vilain a j'arrivé, ni moi ouais c'est chinois qu'a débattu. Saint-Lucie c'est un joli pays, c'est ça m'entend tout le monde qu'a dit. Les habitants très gentils, ek nous qu'a vivre en famille. Saint-Lucie c'est un joli pays.
It provides exposure, additional exposure. I'm sure that these communities have been exposed to a certain level, but it provides additional exposure and it allows locals as well as visitors to really take in and understand what is significant to these communities, what sets them apart from each other. Each community has a story. Each community has something that's synonymous to them. So it enables the wider public to identify what sets Barbono apart from canneries, what sets Ancillary apart from Groseley, for example. And it allows them to build on their individual competitive advantage. If Choiseul, for example, is very well known for its craft industry, so it allows them to build on what is already known to them and enhance it to the point that it can continue to alleviate our tourism industry specific to what visitors experience in St. Lucia.
SMJ has always been a community-oriented organization, and we are very into community activities and community initiatives. We are around the island in every nook and cranny in this country. They have contributed to our success, and we think it's one of our ways of giving back to the community, and one of the ways in investing in the community in their social, cultural development and educational development. And so we think the initiative, the community thing, is an extremely wonderful opportunity for us to get involved, share our experiences, get deeper into community life, and as I said, our way of giving back to these communities and saying thank you for them for they investing in us, and also, but in return, we're investing in them.
St. Lucia's tourism product is focused primarily around a visitor experience that is authentic. It is the quality of the experience that visitors have that will continue to make them come to St. Lucia and make them want to come to St. Lucia, and I would encourage everybody who is thinking about coming to St. Lucia to do so, because it is when you get here that you will realize just what a great place it is.
Tourists come for a different experience. They come to experience our biocultural heritage, and by the biocultural heritage I mean the natural and the cultural, how we have used and utilized our environment for our enjoyment, for our survival, and for our entertainment. So they've come to partake in our environment, biocultural environment. And if we destroy it, and the two major bodies of water, and they come for that, is the beaches, the sea, sun and sand, and the rivers. That's where we get our water, our fresh water. So if we pollute these important bodies of water, in essence, we're destroying ourselves.
One of the things that the Ministry of Tourism is very passionate about is continued linkages between the tourism sector and other sectors of St. Lucia. We encourage where possible linkages with agriculture, farming, fishing. We identify the fact that those communities depend heavily on those two sectors. So we see the relevance in fishermen and farming heavily engaged in those types of economic activities, whereby they can find meaningful employment with hotels, for example, and also other subsectors in the economy. We also encourage linkages with tourism and craft vendors, manufacturing, all in an aim to ensure that the product that we provide or we present to visitors is not one that you would ordinarily get in another Caribbean country, but it is synonymous to St. Lucia. It's authentic, and it is one that can be sustainable for years to come. So for the Ministry of Tourism, and I speak for other stakeholders as well, linkages with tourism and other sectors of the economy is extremely important.